I am Sarah from Toby Goes Bananas, and this month I'm joining in with the Vlogstars link up, which is run by Colette from We're Going on an Adventure and Katie from What Katie Said. So this month's topic is things that wind you up. And we're not talking about like the big things like somehow Donald Trump being President of America or Brexit or the anti-fracking protesters down the road from me that keep getting the road shut all the time, which is really annoying. The little things that really wind you up. So I had a bit of a think and I've come up with a few. So number one, bad drivers. Okay, now I passed my driving test when I was 17 and I am now almost 39. So I'll let you do the maths there. I've been driving for a long time. I drove a lot for my job. When I worked in France, I drove big vans and minibuses. I've driven lots and lots and lots of miles. Now, I mostly do the nursery run and go to Tesco. But bad drivers wind me up. People who don't indicate, people who just have no awareness of what is going on the road around them, people who don't know how to use mini roundabouts. Oh God. Where we used to live there was a mini roundabout which was on what used to be a T-junction, and they put a mini roundabout in and nobody knew what to do, so you would just end up with like 3 cars stuck, stopped, nobody knowing whose right of way it was until somebody just bit the bullet and went for it. There's a similar situation where we live now. There's a mini roundabout on, I'm guessing what used to be like the main road and then 2 smaller roads coming up to it. They put a mini roundabout in and nobody knows what to do. It drives me insane. Middle lane hoggers on the motorway as well, or people driving really slowly on the motorway. It drives me bonkers. There is a speed limit for a reason. People who get right up your bum on like little, we live sort of in the country, lots of like small country roads around here, people who drive up right behind you. I was driving home from Lytham, which is just up the road, a few weeks ago, and it's quite a windy, narrow road, and there was this guy in a Corsa or something right up my bum the whole time. It's a like 50, 60 even limit road, but it's like a windy road. I was going quite fast, maybe not quite the speed limit. He overtook me as we came out of the 60 into a 30 zone on a level crossing. Like, seriously? Do you want to die? Anyway, so that's bad drivers drive me insane. Oh, equally bad drivers who don't know how to park or who park in parent and child spaces at the supermarket when they've got no children with them. Right, number 2, I've got a little list here in case I forgot any of them. Number 2 is big kids in the toddler or baby bit at soft play or at the park, and parents who do nothing about it. Toby is 3.5. He is quite big for a 3.5-year-old, and I bet some parents think he's older than he is, but he's not that adventurous when it comes to like soft play and stuff. He's a bit nervous of things. So if there's loads of big kids running around and pushing him over, then he's just going to get scared and want to go home. Equally, Gabe is completely fearless, but has no awareness of anything at all, so is just as likely to get hurt. I know when your kids are bigger, part of the joy of soft play is letting them go off by themselves and not have to pay too much attention, and I am, believe me, I cannot wait for that day to come. But at least have like some awareness of where your kids are and what they're doing, because if you are not going to stop them going in the baby bit or the toddler bit or going down the climbing up the slide the wrong way, and you're not going to stop them and you're not going to tell them off, then I will. Okay, I don't know whether that's like really the done thing, but I'm a teacher and I can't help but tell other people's kids off if they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. So there we go, that's that. Number 3, Tesco, or I don't know whether this happens with other supermarkets, we have Tesco delivery we've got like the delivery saver thing, so we pay for it monthly, we get all our shopping delivered. It's so much easier than taking 2 kids to the supermarket. But I always ask for it with no bags, right? Because if you get it with bags, it costs 40p. And why would you need it with bags anyway? They bring it into your house. So you ask for it with no bags, and then they put half the stuff in bags anyway. And they put because they put the cold stuff in a bag, and they put your chicken in another bag, and then they put fruit and veg in a separate bag. And they've started using some paper bags, which I suppose is a bit better. But some of the plastic bags they use are like this special stupid size of plastic bag that's no good to anybody. It's got no handles. When we used to get carrier bags from the supermarket before you had to pay for them, or sometimes even after you had to pay for them and you'd forgotten to take a bag or whatever, I use them in our bin in the kitchen as a bin liner. So they get reused that way, and I know they still end up in landfill eventually, but at least I'm using them for something. These ones that Tesco send are too small to use in the bin. They have no handles, so you can't carry anything in them. They're just pointless. I don't know why they exist. I don't know why they use them. It gives me rage every time they come. So there we go. Tesco, stop sending bags when now asked for no bags. Right, where are we up to? Number 4 now. This is a little bit specific to me and my husband. But so I'm sure everybody now has separate recycling bins, right? In our new kitchen, we've only got a little bin, which is big enough for like our landfill stuff, and then it's got 2 sections, but the other one's not really big enough for anything. So what happens is the stuff that needs to go in the recycling bin, like milk bottles and paper and bits of cardboard boxes and empty cereal boxes and bits of junk mail and all that kind of stuff, just ends up sitting on the worktop in the kitchen until somebody takes it outside to the wheelie bin. That someone is always me. Yeah, that's probably quite specific to me and my life. Maybe it doesn't mind other people. Anyway, moving on. Number 5. I don't know if any of you have Virgin TV. Before we moved house, we had Sky, and I've had Sky ever since I bought. Well, my mum and dad had it for ages, but I got my own Sky when I bought my flat when I was like 25. And I love my Sky. Before we had the kids, I watched loads and loads and loads of telly, recorded loads of stuff all the time. Now I mostly watch CBeebies and occasionally like Nashville or Grey's Anatomy if I get a chance. But I really liked Sky. It was good. My mum and dad have got that new Sky Q, which is awesome. It's really fast and it does loads of fancy things. Anyway, when we were moving house, the house we moved to already had cable installed, and you get really fast internet, right? Really fast fibre broadband with Virgin. So we decided to stick with it. I have no problem with the internet. The broadband is really fast. It's really good. But we got this TiVo box for the telly, and it's rubbish, and it drives me insane with how slow it is to do anything. And especially because Gabe is 20 months old, and if any of you have a toddler, I'm sure you will know, loves the remote control. So he's always like, whenever he gets his hands on it, he'll press all the buttons, and he'll press all the buttons and nothing happens. And then like 5 minutes later, that iPlayer will start, because the box has been that slow to actually catch up with whatever buttons he's pressed on it. And it takes you another 5 minutes to like backtrack and get the normal telly back on. Virgin have just brought out a new box, the V6 box, which is supposedly like loads better, and it's as good as Sky, and it's fantastic and it's super fast. But because we're existing customers, they want us to pay loads of money for it. Not going to happen. We're actually going to cancel the Virgin telly when our contract's up in August, because it's rubbish and we don't watch it. We watch CBeebies all the time, and anything else we watch is like on Netflix or on demand, or we might get that Now TV thing, but we pay them like 50 quid a month for telly that we never watch. So anyway, that's another thing that's really annoying. Where are we up to? I don't even know what number we're up to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, number 6, right, this is the last one, and it's kind of TV related as well. Netflix, right? We've mostly like started watching Netflix a lot more lately. Toby loves well, he goes through phases. He lived Paw Patrol for a while, and then he started watching Dinosaur Train, and his current favourite is Animal Mechanicals. I don't know if any of you know any of those programmes, which are all fine, right? I don't really have anything against those programmes. Generally, I've already said we only watch CBeebies. When I was growing up, I was only ever allowed to watch BBC telly because there's no adverts on the BBC. So I don't know any kids' programmes from like ITV when I was a kid. That's beside the point, really. So anyway, sometimes as a treat, Toby gets to watch something on Netflix instead of watching CBeebies. But the thing that annoys me, and I'm sure whoever came up with this thought it was a brilliant idea, but autoplay that plays the next episode, because what it means if you've got a 3-year-old is that you end up watching 15 episodes of Paw Patrol in a row, because it's impossible to turn it off and the next episode started and you're like, right, as soon as this episode finishes, then we're going to turn it off. But before you've realised anything's happened, the next episode started, and then he's like, we'll have a complete meltdown if you try and stop it before that one's finished. Anyway, so, and also, even as an adult, I've just been watching that 13 Reasons Why, which I really enjoyed. But it just makes you like binge watch stuff. Because I'll watch an episode and go, right, I'm going to go to bed when this is finished, and then like I look up and the next episode's already started, and before you know it you're into that one, and then you end up staying up for another episode. So like it's a good idea in theory, but I wish it wasn't there. Maybe you can turn it off, I don't know. Does anybody know? Can you turn off autoplay on Netflix? Answers on a postcard. Anyway, I think that's my things that annoy me. I'm sure there's loads more. Turns out lots of things annoy me. Anyway, I'm looking forward to watching everybody else's videos about what annoys you. And I'll be linking this up, like I said, with Colette and Katie. If you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. I'm really trying hard with this YouTube thing. I've not been doing it for very long. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel, Toby Goes Bananas, or also read my blog, tobygoesbananas.co.uk. And thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye.